first came to Port Huron High as a freshman, Mrs. Zahner had us write a brief paper on our first impressions of PHHS. Chief among mine, how big the school was, how many people there were, and I would never get through the halls without getting squished. Well, I'm now at the end of my time at PH, and there don't seem to be so many people, the building doesn't seem to be so large, and I never did get squished in the halls. My final impressions and memories of Port Huron High are as meaningful to me as the first ones are superficial. I have wonderful memories of drama club my freshman and sophomore years. Though I may have yelled and thrown things, I truly did have fun being prop person, the most thankless job in any play. I loved Romeo and Juliet, My Fair Lady, and Annie. Those memories are some of my fondest. Then there are all my memories from classes, fond or not. Dissecting fetal pigs in Mr. Christick's biology class, beginning German with Herr Kraft and second year with Herr Jankowiak, doing my decades project in Mrs. Martindale's class, and learning from Mrs. Crittenden that if you know the slope and you know the point, you know the equation, scrambling to finish my very first research paper for Ms. Foster, and doing hundreds of news points for Mr. Vandenberg. The band has provided my most cherished memories, the trips to Chicago and Orlando I accompanied them on, the competitions and field shows, the arguments and rehearsals where no one showed up. Oh, sorry. PH has been a large part of my life, and though I've been impatient to leave, I will miss the fun times I've had here.
Well, we finally made it, graduating members of the class of 1999. It's been a great 12 years, but now we must go our separate ways. I know each of us will go far in whatever we set our minds to. I'd like to thank my parents, first of all, for what they've done to me, not just done to me and for me. Not just during my high school years, but throughout my life. No matter how much it seemed I didn't notice or didn't care, I did. I'd also like to thank all my friends, especially Julie and my fellow class officers, for putting up with me all these years. Julie gets to pass the gavel down to Annette Mosier as the senior class president for the class of 2000. But before I go, I'd like to pass on a few things as well. To Christy Summers, the senior class treasurer of the class of 2000, the headache of organizing lists and collecting class dues, and my sympathy, good luck. To the class of 2000 as a whole, a year worth of news points, Dateline, and government meetings. To all the underclassmen, the knowledge that no matter how much you want to get out of here and into the real world, you'll be sad to go. To Mrs. Zahner, Miss Barrett, Mrs. Foxley, and Miss Foster, the knowledge that your influence have made me want to teach high school English and show students that learning can be fun. To my sister Melissa, no matter how often you pretend we're not related, I leave power. The power to follow your dreams, the power to always be able to do what people say is impossible, but most importantly, the power to enjoy life and freedom in a house I'm not in. To the entire administration, faculty, and staff of Port Huron High School, my sincerest thanks. It is not often that people stop to realize how much you care about what you do to make Port Huron High School the best school in the area. And finally, to the Port Huron High School class of 1999, I give my favorite quote and motto in life. Yesterday is gone, tomorrow is yet to come, but today is a gift. That's why we call it the present. Carpe diem, seize the day, and always follow your dreams.
Hi, I'm Julie Crimmins. I was driving home the other night in the pouring rain here trying to figure out what to say in my valedictorian speech, and suddenly it hit me. It was like divine intervention, you know, the rain stopped and the rainbow went up and the clouds parted and the sun came through. Of course it was still pouring and my windshield wipers were struggling to keep up with the rain, but I realized how symbolic it all was. I realized, hey, I'm my car. That much is obvious to anyone who's seen my car. My car is little, but it's tough, and the horn is absolutely booming and can be heard for miles. It's real cute on the outside. I've been told it's a pretty attractive car. However, for anyone who's ridden in it, you can feel the sarcasm and mocking as soon as you get into the car. You can't turn the radio off, because if you do, it doesn't come back on for weeks. The window on the passenger side isn't quite on track, and it makes some scary noises when you try to put it down. When I use the air conditioning, the car struggles quite a bit, and it won't break 40. And even though my gas gauge says full most of the time, it feels like I'm running on empty. While I was watching the raindrops hit my car and fly off in all directions, I realized that anything that touches the car is anything that touches me. Sometimes it rains and all kinds of little things are hitting me, and most of them are only there for a few seconds, and the rest stay for a day tops. A lot of bugs hit my car, most of which should have known better than to mess with me and die on impact. But then birds do their business on my car, and we all know how bird crap has a way of embedding itself on the hood and windshield of the car. But all of these things teach me something. I was rear-ended once, and I was really ticked at the guy who invaded my personal bubble, but I learned more from him than I ever did from anyone who washed my car. And considering that I didn't have a job at the time, those scratches and dents stayed for a long time and kept reminding me how much I'd learned. But it's the little things that we don't always remember that are really the most important. Like when Cochise gave me the finger puppet to put in my car as a constant token of humor and stupidity. Or when Michelle spent the entire afternoon helping me clean and wax my car. Or when Aaron helped me cope with the stalling. Or when Todd showed me how to pump my gas for the first time. Or when my grandpa bought me my car. All those experiences mean so much to me and have been so influential in making me who I am today. In light of that, I have a few thank yous to make. I want to thank all the teachers and staff here. Thank you for your guidance and the knowledge you've given, and thanks for giving me A's in your class. To my friends, for all the support and inspiration you've given me. You let me chase my dreams while you held my hand and never let me get too far away from reality. My brother Jason and my sister Lisa for challenging me and teaching me the beauty of compromise, and for helping me become less deformity. My dad for teaching me patience and keeping me from getting too worked up about anything. And my mom for giving me my strength. Although I would have been embarrassed to admit this a couple of years ago, I'm now proud to say I'm becoming more and more like you each and every day.
Yeah, I was afraid I'd have to follow her. Yeah, anyone down there feel like a cat and want to bat at this thing? Okay. Well, I'm David Grattan, and for my address, I don't have any advice to dispense, but I've heard some good things about sunscreen. I'm not the especially emotional type, so I won't be doing much reminiscing. A little bit, though. I don't hate Port Huron High School, so don't be expecting me to get a suspension for my address. So what does that leave for me to talk about? Well, okay, here's something. Yeah, you've probably all heard that these are the best times of your life, right? I'm guessing you've all been told to remember your friends, your activities, football games, and all the big significant events of high school. Well, I want to remind you there's some other things that are real fun to remember you probably haven't thought about yet. Such as, you're going to remember sitting behind those huge poles over there on either side and not being able to see me. You remember watching our teachers fumble with the remotes for the media system, never getting a video started the first try. You remember when the bathrooms in the annex leak and flood half the halls in the classrooms. You can look back and think about those days you woke up just in time to find out it's a snow day, but it's too late to get back to sleep. Speaking of snow, the band will remember that this winter there was snow standing in the band room and not melting. Some of us will think about that one student who has to have the all-time record for the most school business absences. You know who you are, but no offense, I wish I could do it too. You'll all remember Dr. Crosby's plaid pants, and how we'll probably never see him again. Those of us who like to use the courtyards as convenient shortcuts will always remember getting all the way across them and then finding out the doors on the opposite end were locked. If you've ever experienced the difference between A and C lunch, you'll remember that one too. You remember going to the senior assemblies and listening to all these speeches from people you've probably never heard of. Oh, and the seniors, of course, will remember 3 simple letters, P-O-D. Personally, I'm blocking that one out. So I'm not saying to forget all your friends and your activities and your football games and all the big significant events. Just reminding you to remember the little things that give Port Huron High School a little unique identity and add just a little bit more to your high school career. Well, tried to think of a dramatic way to end this speech for weeks, but came up with nothing. So, I guess I'll just say, as always, let's go Big Reds.
Found it. Hi. All right, let's face it. 10 minutes from now, most of you will probably have forgotten what I'm going to say today. So I'll cut right to the chase. Don't be afraid of your dreams, live with love, be honest with yourself and with others, have fun, laugh often, be crazy. And unless you're completely out of your mind, please don't listen to a single word I've just said. I can't tell you how to live your life. This podium is not my pulpit. I do not know the mysteries to all of life's secrets. I've had my ups and my downs, but we have all had our ups and our downs. And it didn't take a 4.0 student to figure that one out. My grades do not make me better than any of you, and they don't make us the people that we are today. So, if you're not going to listen to me, maybe you will listen to the one, the only, the great Dr. Seuss. Congratulations, today is your day. You're off to great places, you're off and away. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself any direction you choose. You're on your own, and you know what you know. And you are the guy who'll decide where to go.
Jeez. Got it. All right. Okay. I know that most of you are sick of this assembly, and the last thing you want to do is sit through a bunch of long, boring speeches. I can't promise mine's not going to be boring. I promise it won't be very long, though. First, I'd like to thank all the people who've helped me along the way. It'd take too long to name you all, but if I had the time, I would. All right. Thank you to my parents especially, because your discipline and encouragement are the reasons I am up here today. Thank you also to my family, teachers, and friends, whose guidance helped me glide through high school and will continue to help me in the future. I thought this speech would be like everything else in high school, easy. But it wasn't. There are an infinite number of topics to speak on, but I wanted to pick something fresh, original, and funny. As well as writing my first copy of this speech, that I realized the quickest, easiest approach would be to give some simple, yet valuable advice. My first bit of advice, get a life. I see many people who go through high school just to get it done. I think everyone should get out and play sports, participate in art activities, and party with your friends. Which leads to my second bit of advice. Don't get caught. Having fun is a big part of surviving high school, but getting into trouble can ruin your chances at success. Finally, aim high. If you always set fantastic goals and strive to achieve them, you can't possibly be disappointed with the results. In conclusion, I would like to wish the best to all my classmates, both seniors and underclassmen. Remember to do your best, and success will surely come your way. Thank you and good luck.
Okay, for all of you who didn't quite catch every word of that, here's a translation. But first, I want to clarify to everyone once again, I am not a foreign exchange student. You see, every single year, at least 2 people come up to me, tap me on the shoulder, and politely inquire, "Hey there, so what country are you from? How do you like it in the US so far?" It's actually pretty funny and rather bizarre, but just to settle the matter once and for all, I am not a foreign exchange student. Now, that brings me to the subject of spending 4 long years as a Big Red. I could list off a multitude of all the things I've come to love at PH, including the failure of my calculus test, the hours spent poring over minute details for the yearbook, the relentless attack of never-ending videos for world history, and the tedium of scribbling down pointless news points. But I'd be lying if I said I even liked any of that. Nope, what I've come to appreciate is the pleasant helpfulness of the teachers, the challenge of the coursework, the opportunity to get involved, and the general friendliness of Big Reds. What I value the most, however, are the friendships that I've developed. We've had fun times and silly times, serious times and even bad times, but throughout it all, we've stayed close friends, simply because we worked at it. Someone once told me, you don't realize the value of what you have until you're in danger of losing it. It's the truth. I had no idea how much I had come to value my friends until now, when we're about to go our separate ways. To the underclassmen, I have one word of advice. Make the most of your time in high school. Take risks, but cherish what you have. It all goes by way too quickly. To the rest of the seniors, we've had a lot of fun over the years. It has been a wonderful experience. I won't lose it. Thank you.
Okay, I was expecting mine to be a little harder to find in there, but since everybody took theirs. Sorry if you can't see me, I'm a little short person, you have to blame that on my mom. But anyways, while I was walking up here, I was trying to decide if I should use the mic or not, if I should make Miss Foxley proud or strain my voice. I decided to use the mic, sorry Foxley. Everybody, I have one word of advice for you. The word everyone should know is choices. Life is made up of a lot of choices we all have to make. As a senior, I've had to make some pretty tough ones. I decided to take performing arts instead of AP English. I didn't want to get burned out. I had to decide what to wear to spring concert, or for that matter, prom. I had to make another decision on Wednesday. Should I make a valedictorian speech? And if so, what kind should I make? Or in other words, should I make the original speech that I made and risk getting suspended and not marching with you guys? Or actually do a more PC speech that I could be proud of? I decided to go with a more proud one, because I don't want to get suspended. I came up here and say hi to everybody who, some people probably don't want to be here. And I could say to some of the administration who I've had some trouble with, not much, what I really think of you guys all and really get suspended, but nah, I won't do that. I can make a sappy speech where I say how I was supposed to go to Port Huron Northern, but I came here and you guys made me all feel welcome, but that would be a lie, or at least partly. Or I could start talking about all the things I've done at PH and basically say how much better I am than all of you, but that would definitely be a lie, because I'm nowhere near better than any of you. So finally, last night, being the procrastinator I am, which many of my friends know, I sat down to write my speech. So I have a choice. You can either listen to me, and hopefully you'll like it. You might not be getting my jokes, but hopefully you'll like what I'm saying. Or you could turn me out. PH was my choice of high school, and overall, I don't regret it. I had fun worshiping Dew with the Quiz Bowl team. I learned many games and traditions with the drama club, and I went on some really great trips with the marching machine. I found some great friends in the underclassmen and was accepted by the upperclassmen who came before me. I found out how exciting a softball game can be during my freshman year, but best of all, I learned the weak spots of quite a few teachers. I think I'll share them with you now. When you're in calculus, ask Mr. Mossett how to do a derivative during the 5th marking period. Tell any English teacher that Shakespeare plagiarized his works, especially Mrs. Foxley. Give Mr. Weiss any award in public. Mention Matt Luttrell or Matt Foltz to Mr. Wagner. Argue with Mr. Baker about all the answers on his U.S. history tests. Sleep through math class and still manage to pull an A, or simply tell a teacher that you know more on the subject they do. They really hate that. Drama Club was the best choice I made during my time at PH. I had a lot of fun, learned about theater, and made some really great friends. I guess my advice when you're in Drama Club is try to be friendly to everybody, and even if you're not, be friendly to everybody, because you make some really great friends. I made some friends like Karen and Aaron who were underclassmen, and basically all the seniors were like, ew, they're underclassmen, I don't want to meet them. And they turned out to be some really great friends. PH will be remembered because of all the friends it gave me. Now I only have one choice left. But before I make it, just one more thing of advice. Be nice to techies, and always remember your friends. Oh, and enjoy school, because after this, you have to pay for it all. Now, my decision is whether to keep on talking or end my speech. And since you guys are all falling asleep, here's my choice.
I'd like to recognize there was one scholarship that was not said. It's a foundation scholarship, and it's the I Have a Dream Foundation Scholarship for 4 students, and they are Jovan Faulkner, Michaelyn Jones, Carissa Caldwell, and Julian Kennedy. Would those students please stand? At this time, I would like to present the 3.5 honor students and ask them to stand when your name is called. Please stand and remain standing until all have been called. Please hold your applause until all names are read. These students are wearing a gold cord, and 18 of the 46 are academic scholar diploma curriculum students. They have taken the rough, rigorous road through this school. We are very proud of them. Kelly J. Anstein, Emma R. Armstrong Blanchard, Tammy J. Baldwin, Jennifer Lynn Brown, Academic Scholar Diploma, Kevin M. Brown, Academic Scholar Diploma, Jamie Lee Bice, Academic Scholar Diploma, Catherine Conlon, Academic Scholar Diploma, Sarah P. Corbett, Academic Scholar Diploma, Julie Louise Crimmins, Academic Scholar Diploma, Nicole Jennifer Defoe, Academic Scholar Diploma, Annette S. Dickinson, Academic Scholar Diploma, Gary Thomas Fowler, Academic Scholar Diploma, Dave J. Gratton, Academic Scholar Diploma, Melissa Ray Groh, Craig C. Heimbach, Christine Marie Height, David James Christick, Catherine Elizabeth Landshut, Andrea S. Lofquist, Academic Scholar Diploma, Matthew Luttrell, Academic Scholar Diploma, Joshua A. Mays, Nicole Marie Marlott, Jeremy Nathaniel Ruel May, Sarah Jean Money, Dylan Paul Moran, Academic Scholar Diploma, William James Mosier, Academic Scholar Diploma, Shane Murr, Academic Scholar Diploma, Sean A. Pelt, Erin Marie Peters, Laura G. File, Yi Fu, Academic Scholar Diploma, Erin Nicole Reinhardt, Academic Scholar Diploma, Willow Reinhardt, Janelle Marie Rich, Academic Scholar Diploma, Angela Marie Rock, Nicole L. Routhier, Michael Richard Rosborski, Andreas Schmidt, Melissa Sue Schneider, Jessica L. Schock, Amanda Lisa Stein, Katrina Sue Vellero, Scott G. Willer, Carrie L. Wilson, Sabrina Wingus, Kylie C. Wood. Let's give these students a nice round of applause. At this time, I'd like Mr. Simmelsberger to come up to introduce the foreign exchange students. It's the President's address. At this time, it's with great pleasure that I have the opportunity to introduce Julie Crimmins. I'm very pleased that I've had the opportunity these last 4.5 months to work with this young lady. She's outstanding, and she put me through my steps in the short time that I was here. But with that, Julie.
Well, seniors, we finally made it. It seems not so long ago we were the ones sitting uncomfortably in the bleachers with numb butts and aching backs, but now we're on the floor in chairs with numb butts and aching backs. We've been together for 4 wonderful years now. We entered PH a force of 455, all of us a little bit scared, a little bit excited, and pretty much still in competition with the kids from the other middle school. But we united in our first assembly in classic freshman style, wandering aimlessly into the gym, having no idea of what was about to take place. Well, we took the pep jug, the first and only time a freshman class has taken the pep jug at their first assembly. Mr. Dennis and Mr. Mossett became our advisors and the backbone of the class of 1999. Our first float was difficult, but many people helped, and it took our highest float placing ever with 2nd place. Freshman year also brought many, well, let's say interesting experiences for all of us. We survived the many videos of health class about all kinds of subjects, including death, birth, and life in general, and learned about the frustrations of politics in civics class. Frustrations increased as every freshman English class tackled Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. And most of us got our first whiff of locker room smell, with those of us who had gym at the end of the day getting the ripest odor. Many students also took biology and had their first experience with dissection. Sophomore year brought more adventures in class, including the accidental burning of much of the chemistry equipment, which left the rest of the school to wonder what that smell was. The auxiliary gym was also put in during sophomore year, to the great relief of all the student athletes who ever had to share the gym for practice time. After coming in last place at the homecoming games assembly as freshmen, we stepped it up a notch and took 3rd as sophomores and 2nd place in the spring spectacular games. But we weren't all brawn and no brains that year either. Many of us accepted the challenge to take the state high school proficiency test rather than the practice test, which was prepared by the school. 7 students received full endorsement as sophomores. That year also saw a change of advisors as Ms. George took over from Mr. Mossett when he left. But Mr. Mossett was back strong junior year, with Ms. George transferring to student activities advisor. Mr. Dennis, of course, stayed with us too. By junior year, most of us were driving to school, and we were beginning to understand the frustrations of the Dyke security guard and everything. And everything and everyone else that went along with the parking lot. The class of 1999 took first place in both the homecoming and spring spectacular games, proving once and for all that we are the masters of stupidity and making fools of ourselves in the gym. There was also a community-wide controversy involving our mascot while we were juniors. The mascot was retired officially in the spring of junior year. The uniform previously worn now decorates the showcase at the main entrance to the school. School started a little bit earlier junior year with the bell ringing at 7:48 a.m. and first hour tardies soared to new heights. The bell was back at 8 o'clock this year, and the class of 1999 had a great year. We were the core members of the largest ever National Honor Society at PH. We swept Spring Spectacular by winning both the Games Assembly and Spirit Week, victories which led us to the prestigious Class of the Year title. But this year didn't come without flaws. Our football rivalry with Northern bared all as usual, and a few minor flesh wounds were incurred. But of course, it is clear even to the naked eye that PH is number 1. This year has also had its sad moments as Dr. Crosby retired at the end of 1998. He was an exceptional leader and a tremendous force in our success as a class. I would like to thank the entire office staff, especially Mr. Christick, Mr. Semmelsberger, Ms. Rucker, Mrs. Frizzell, and Mr. Woline for all they've done for us, all the last-minute changes they put up with, and the support they've given the class of 99. I feel that I speak for the entire class when I say that we are forever indebted to Mr. Dennis and Mr. Mossett. They've given us 4 great years, and we will always remember them fondly. We've come up with a little something for each of them. If you please come up to the stage.
Great job, Julie. It is my privilege, honor, and most difficult task to introduce the foreign exchange students. That was one we discussed quite openly in our cabinet meetings, and I received the honor. So I would like to ask those students to come up as I introduce them. First of all, Sayaka Fujihara from Japan. Kunio Shibata from Japan. Andreas Schmidt from Germany. Satomi Tokoyama from Japan. And Sabrina Venges from Germany. And I hope I didn't slaughter them too badly.
Hi everybody, I'm Sayaka. Thank you. First I want to say thank you to everybody. My friends and teachers to be nice to me and took care of me. I had so much fun and I got a lot of good experiences. I'm really glad to come here, this stage, and this high school, because I could meet you guys. I'm sorry I cannot speak anymore. And last I want to say, I love you everybody. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Kunio Shibata. What I want to say is thank you for recognizing me as a member of Paul Huron High School, and thank you teachers for being patient with me. But I'm sure Ms. Robson, Mr. Spatz, and Ms. Shumko had fun when they are teaching me. And I'm so glad I could find friends that cannot be substituted. But I wished I could learn normal English, not slang words or some swear from my parents. But it's too late now. Paul Huron High School and my bear, thank you for a great year.
Well, as Jenny already said, everybody asks us all the time, now, how do you like America so far? And I'm proud I can say I love America, and I really had a great time here in Port Huron High School. And I want to thank all the teachers that I had, especially Mr. Mustard who put up with me in calculus, and Mr. Griffith and band for letting me be a part of the school. And also, of course, all the students who always made me feel welcome. And yeah, I want to say goodbye to you guys, and it was a great year.
Hi, I'm Satomi, and I don't know how to say because this school means a lot to me, and so glad that I came here and met a lot of good friends this year. I had a lot of fun with my friends and teachers. I will miss everybody in this school. This year was so great for me, and I will never forget my experiences in here, and I really hope to come back here someday. Please don't forget about me, and I love you all. I wish all of you the best luck in the future. Thank you.
Well, I'm the last one, and actually I can only repeat myself, but I would also like to thank Huron High and all the teachers I had for their support and their help to make school such an important part of my exchange year. And there are so many new and different things to experience here and to get used to, and it wouldn't have been possible with all my friends here, and especially not without my family. And I love you guys, and I will never forget you and my time here in Port Huron.
Every year, students select fellow classmates as officers of their class. One of these positions, which is the class historian, is responsible for recording the memories of the senior year. It has become a tradition of the class historian, along with the help of their classmates and staff, to develop and produce a class video reflecting these memories. I would like Melissa Crosby and Keisha Castile to come forward and present their video.
Okay. J. Willard Marriott once said, "Good timber does not grow with ease. The stronger the wind, the stronger the trees."
Creating the senior video was not an easy task. It took much determination, hard work, and especially teamwork.
We would like to thank each individual student whom together played an imperative role in the construction of our senior video, from the estimated 750 collected pictures to the mixing of the music and to the editing.
We would also like to give special thanks to Matt Jones, Matt Foltz, and Gary Milliken for their time and effort. To our class advisors, Mr. Mossett and Mr. Dennis, Julie Crimmins, for their guidance and support. But most of all, to Kevin Brown, for without him, the video would never have been completed.
Underclassmen, I'd like to really recognize you. Seniors, let's give them a nice round of applause, because you know what it's like to be up there. Teacher of the Year. Each year, we nominate 2 teachers that have really touched the lives of students. The first criterion is each year students submit an essay to the Youth Educator Society describing the teacher whom they feel is most deserving of this title, Teacher of the Year. A selection committee composed of Yes Club members then rates each essay in the following 4 areas: the ability to relate to all students, the fairness to all students, the love for the teaching of the profession, and the effectiveness of teaching techniques. The points are then totaled to determine the winner. This year's winner is Mrs. Veronica Booth. Let's give her a nice round of applause. Veronica, do you have a speech? Yes. We'll give her a minute here to get down. Again, I'd like to compliment the students. We're just about done with the assembly, and I just cannot say enough about the underclassmen as well as our seniors. We know it's warm in here, and we're very proud of each and every one of you and your conduct this morning. Congratulations.
Thanks for waiting. I'd like to thank Todd Wedge and the Young Educators Society for awarding me the S Club Teacher of the Year. And I'm proud to represent the teaching staff at Port Huron High in saying goodbye to the graduating class of 1999. Seniors, not too long ago, it's a little bit longer than that. Not too long ago, I sat where you sit, and like you, I plan to save the moments of my graduation. The senior assembly was just the beginning, and possibly like you, my only distractions were my feelings of pride and doubt. I was proud of my high school, Port Huron High's history and tradition, but I doubted that one small school in a two high school town could prepare me for the challenges that lie ahead. I was proud of my classmates and all that we had endured and accomplished, but I doubted that the fun would continue. And I was proud of myself for individual achievements, but I doubted that I could stand out in the much larger crowd beyond these halls. 12 years later, I can assure you that you have and can continue to stand out in the crowd. The education you have been afforded is solid, and I know this because many of your teachers were my teachers. At times it might seem that we just enjoyed making you miserable, as some of you have attested. But trust me, our intentions are noble. Few things worth having are easily obtained, and all that you have endured will make easier your next goals, whether they're higher education, military service, or family life. As I was, you are well prepared to pursue much more. Seniors, the graduation events which recognize 12 years of your hard work begin today and continue through the summer. Savor these moments, but do not see them as a realization of your dreams. Realize instead that you are prepared to achieve much more. Set your new goals high, and remember, if it's worth having, it's worth working hard to get. You have what it takes to achieve much more and to continue to stand out in the crowd. So congratulations on being ready to begin again.
Thank you, Veronica Booth. The Greater Port Huron-Marysville Chamber of Commerce Teacher Recognition Ballot. Each year, the Chamber of Commerce honors one teacher distinguished by each high school as having had the greatest educational impact on seniors graduating with a 3.5 or better cumulative GPA. The instructor selected by these students as having the greatest educational impact. Mr. Robert Weiss, would you please come to the podium?
Thank you, Mr. Woollien. Good morning and welcome to all parents, administrators, staff, student body, and especially the class of 1999. Thank you to the supportive administration. Thank you to the dedicated teaching staff. Especially thank you to all parents for their understanding and patience over the years. And thank you to the class of 1999 for your diligence and perseverance. Saying thank you is simply the right thing to do. All too often, we may take things for granted. You must never forget all the people that have stood behind you. The only thing that we at Port Huron High require from you is to succeed in life. And you will. You have the power of choice. It is said that teaching is one of the most stressful jobs since we have many day-to-day, hour-by-hour, and minute-to-minute decisions. I wonder, what about being a young adult today? You have made it is a phrase that I see you wear the last day of school. Yes, you have made it this far. Don't stop. You have a lifelong education in front of you. I quote your class motto, "Do not go where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail." Dare to be different and challenge yourself in this world of opportunity. Reach for your ultimate potential. Hard work will pay off. You may not always think so, as we all have been there before, but force yourself to succeed. Do not expect that anything will be given to you. Go out and work to achieve your goal. Remember, a half-hearted job is half done. Quality work only comes from a wholehearted job. Put your heart into whatever you do and be happy with your decision in life. Some of you will go off to college and others may enter the job market. Whatever you decide, as both an educator and as a parent, we can only guide you so far, and then you must make your choice. As a student of life, you must evaluate every situation and apply what you've learned. You, the class of 1999, will leave here with big red pride and will stand for only one thing, a tradition of excellence. Carry this with you, show the best side of yourself, and make a positive contribution to society. As I say to my own kids, you know what the right thing to do is. God bless you, and go Big Reds forever.
This time I would like to ask the class of 1999 presidents, Julie Crimmins, and the class of 2000s, President Annette Moser, to come forward for the traditional passing of the gavel.
As we, the class of 1999, close our year as Port Huron High School seniors, it is my honor and privilege to pass the gavel to next year's senior class president, Annette Moser. I'm confident that the class of 2000 will proudly carry on the Big Red tradition of excellence. Good luck and make the most of it.
Thanks, Julie. I hope to carry out all of the duties and responsibilities of this position, as well as you have done for the class of 1999. Congratulations to you and all the members of the senior class. Good luck to you all in the future. We'll miss you.
As we near the end of the senior assembly, the class of 1999, for the last time together, bid farewell to all fellow Port Huron High School Big Reds and staff. Would like Susie Collins, Courtney Henderson, Pam Nethaway, Sarah Shirkey, Keisha Castile, and Tyann Noble come forward to lead their class in the singing of the Alma Mater and school fight song. Will the class of 1999 please rise and face the audience?
Join in song of gladness.
Sitting in the class chair was Andrea Childers, Katie Conlon, Andrea Edwards, Melissa Grove, Dalia Lasky, Melissa Silk, and Carissa Warner. The class of 1999, please face forward. This time, would the audience stand for the recessional? Class of 1999.
Presentation of CPHS6 in cooperation with Huron Communications 1999.